Turning now to India, the four men sentenced to death for the brutal gang rape and murder of a 23-year-old woman last December are going to have their case reviewed by the Supreme Court. The attack on a bus in New Delhi outraged many in India. It set off huge protests in Delhi and other cities. Laws against sexual assault were toughened, and there was much jubilation after the death sentences were announced. But in India, all such cases are reviewed by the High Court, and its record of overturning executions is very high. Now, to talk about the significance of this case and the status of women in India, we have Kavita Krishnan with us. Krishnan is secretary of the All India Progressive Women's Association. It's a group that is especially active among women workers and agricultural laborers. She also edits Liberation, a monthly publication of one of India's communist parties. Welcome to the program. What has happened in the last year since the Delhi gang rape?
I think the biggest, change that has happened since that movement is that there's been a greater space to talk about rape culture and about so many of the economic and social factors that are enabling factors for violence against women, not just sexual violence, but all forms of violence. So I would say that, the young people who participated in the movement and even those who did not participate, but since then have been willing to have this conversation and willing to examine so many of the questions which the women's movement in India has been raising for several decades, but which for the first time now seem to be resonating with India's current young generation in a way which I haven't seen happening before this. Yeah.
So the dialogue is happening, but what about law enforcement and the legal system? Because in India, just 1 in 4 rape trials ended in a conviction. I mean, what needs to be done to fix that?
It looks as though our governments and our police institution and so on are not wanting to listen to what the protesters were saying. Because I think some of the biggest factors there are that the rape survivor, the rape complainant, and her word is something that is treated with a lot of indignity.
By the males?
Not only by males, but by those institutions, by, even medical practitioners, men and women, both. The way in which medical examinations are done, medico-legal examinations are done for a rape complainant, the ways in which the police treats her when she goes to file a complaint, the police assumptions about her character, and the fact that even in the courtroom, it is her word and her character that are put on trial. All right.
What are the changes that you would like to see happen?
See, we've been saying that, we would expect that the government should actually put in, spending on rape crisis centers, something which is so basic but which India simply doesn't have. So things like rape crisis centers, things like greater number of courts and judges. We have very, very small ratio of judges per million of population. And that means that all cases are dragging on and on. So that wears down the complainant, especially a woman who has, taken up the courage to complain, but is going to feel that this is going to stretch out for, a decade or more. But above all, it would require a commitment to stop tolerating rape culture. All right. And that means the culture of blaming women for rape. And that is something which is so pervasive that I would say that it is an unspoken policy, whereby you're having police commissioners in top positions in the police establishment. You're even having judges, and you're certainly having widely respected political voices coming out with remarks blaming women for rape all the time. Yes.
You don't think that the death sentences for the 4 rapists in the gang rape in Delhi will change anything, will change the rape culture? Why not?
The thing is that what's happened after this case, for instance, is that in the popular perception and in the media, what had happened after December had been that this conversation had opened up about the violence that women face in their everyday lives. All right, the fact that rape is not just about some strangers on a bus, it is about daily. Now, all those conversations are being choked off now, and we are being told that the death penalty is the answer.
Kavita, thank you so much for coming in and joining us. Kavita Krishnan is the National Secretary for All India Women's Progressive Association. It works to promote the health and safety of women in India. Learn more about her on our experts page.
Now on U.S. airwaves, a global channel of uncompromising stories. World news, documentaries, entertainment, and culture. Link TV, connecting you to the world. For more information, visit linktv.org.